The Bhabha Atomic Research Centre or BARC is advancing India's submarine power capabilities to newer dimensions with a cutting-edge 190 megawatt submarine nuclear reactor. The new generation is designed to power the P-77 nuclear attack submarines or SSNs and the S-5 ballistic missile submarines or SSBNs. The new 190 megawatt reactor is a giant leap from the 83 megawatt reactors or less than half the power output of the initial generation of Arihant-class nuclear submarines. This 190 megawatt reactor is an enhanced form of its past model, particularly crafted to accommodate the exact requirements of operational capabilities of India's SSNs and SSBNs. Now, SSBNs are particularly important for extended endurance missions to maintain India's strategic nuclear deterrence. The SSNs travel vast distances of the world's oceans and cannot compromise on speed, and they also need quick maneuvering ability for offensive duties when needed. This latest generation reactor is envisioned with a compromise between the two requirements, boosting India's nuclear fleet towards becoming more adaptable and powerful. Interestingly, despite the first batch of S-5 SSBNs being powered by the 190 megawatt reactor, there are already indications that newer versions would be built and would be required even more advanced reactors of over 200 megawatt capacity. The idea is to include future state propulsion systems as well as to power future armaments on Indian nuclear submarines to remain ahead of maritime capabilities of India's regional rivals like China or Pakistan. Now, for the P-77 SSNs or nuclear attack submarines, the higher power output means more speed and maneuverability. This means faster deployment, enhanced evasion, and the ability to conduct more mission types, such as anti-ship missions and land attack missions. Secondly, the reactor design supports nuclear electric propulsion or NEP, which can reduce noise levels even further and hence make these Indian submarines harder to detect, a big enhancement in present-day submarine warfare. For the S-5 SSBNs, the reactor is utilized to furnish long-term power supply in a bid to cater to submerged patrol over an extended period, which is a vital component in ensuring that nuclear deterrence is credible around the clock. This means that India's strategic forces can stay hidden and prepared to strike at any time. Even though the 190 megawatt reactor will suffice for the present fleet, future demands could conceivably necessitate even higher power output, creating more advanced nuclear propulsion. Compared to the earlier 83 megawatt reactors, the 190 megawatt reactor has a multitude of technologies that make it more efficient, longer lasting, and stealthy. Double the power and more. The boost from 83 megawatt to 190 megawatt will allow submarines to remain at sea longer and more cost effective in the long run in operations with less need for frequent resurfacing, specially adapted for different missions. Now, there are two types of reactors to meet the different operating needs of SSNs and SSBNs: high-speed dynamic operations or steady long-duration patrols. Longer refueling cycles. The new reactor with a 10-year refueling cycle keeps maintenance time to the bare minimum, allowing submarines to be deployed for longer periods of time. Better safety and efficiency. Though details are top secret, BARC officials point out that the new design includes added safety measures which give it optimal performance with low risk quotient. Now, combining both SSBNs and SSNs, the Indian Navy's future nuclear submarine fleet over the next 2 decades could consist of 4 Arihant-class SSBNs, with 2 already operational and 2 nearing completion. Additionally, the S-5 class SSBNs planned for a future may number between 2 to 3 initially, with their induction likely by late 2030s or 2040s. Now, as regards to nuclear attack submarines, the fleet will have 6 SSNs, with 2 already sanctioned and another 4 on the cards. Their induction will take place in 2036-37, greatly enhancing the underwater combat capabilities of India by having a fleet of 12 to 13 nuclear-powered submarines in its arsenal. The The 190 megawatt reactor is not only a technological breakthrough, it's a strategic upgrade that places India in the same league as the chosen group of nations possessing first-rate nuclear submarine capabilities. As BARC improves its designs and moves forward towards even greater propulsive strength, India's nuclear-powered vessels are set to dominate the depths of the Indian Ocean and beyond, keeping rivals like Pakistan and China always on their radars. So should India invest in boosting its nuclear submarine fleet? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.